This is Gasakma Keperu for Project Illuminated, and I'm here just killing some time trying to eat my tofu soup or actually soba noodle soup. It's very hot, so I'm just letting it cool off while listening to Prince. But today I wanted to talk to you about covert operations when it comes to the African American community. You have to keep in mind and understand that the goal of the Illuminati is to enact the depopulation of the planet, and that goes for both blacks and white people. And the chief means that they use are, of course, viruses like, the HIV, AIDS, other diseases like cholera, which happened in Haiti mysteriously after the earthquake. There was an epidemic of cholera. So these things are purposely put in place to slowly but surely, through incremental measures, depopulate the country. If you look at what's happening in Flint, Michigan with the polluting of the water, this is going to have serious effects and damages on the young children, which, the exact extent of which we don't know. But you have to understand that the Illuminati works through cumulative effects. It's not going to be one dramatic depopulation where all of a sudden you wake up and 400,000 men, women, and children are gone from a country. They work slowly over the course of time, and this is what you're seeing is through their covert means. Another measure that they use, or means that they use, to achieve this goal is that they will sponsor and put in place civil rights leaders who are heads of organizations that are supposedly for the civil rights, for the rights of African Americans, but covertly sneak something in. And what do I mean by that? If you look at the Black Lives Matter movement that's going on across the country, on the outside it looks like it's a just cause, but it's pretty harmless. In fact, it's going to advance the cause of African Americans. But when you sit down and talk to those who are leading the cause, you'll hear this come out of their mouth. They'll be like, yes, we're for the advancement of African Americans, women, and then transgender, gay, lesbian, and they'll throw that in, and you won't know, like, wait, where did that come from? I thought this was just to help the cause of African Americans, and now you're throwing all these peripheral so-called minority groups. Now, I am not in any way trying to say that it's wrong to be gay or whatever, but you must understand that two causes are diametrically opposed to one another. Because when you start looking at the decreasing population of African Americans in this country, you start to realize that promoting a gay, lesbian lifestyle, transgender, it's not going to foster an increase in the population, but what it's going to do is going to decrease the population. We already have young black women who have more abortions than any other racial demographic group in the country. You have to understand that. We already have young African American males dying. They are not given the same opportunities, economically struggling to compete. The family unit broken up. So when you start interjecting other things, especially those things which have proven to decrease the population, you have to then question the agenda. Most recently, there was another group that came out, Indian women who are promoting darker skin tones. Seems very, good, right? A very just cause, because, we know in beauty contests, especially in Brazil, and those third world, other third world countries where both men and women, their complexion of darker hue are looked down upon because there's a color complex going on. But then when you hear this new movement by these Indian women who are saying they're promoting the darker skin as beautiful, and they're also promoting the transgender, gay, and lesbian cause as well, you gotta go, whoa, wait, where is that coming from? You're slipping that in under there. It's like trying to sponsor a bill. You have a bill that has one thing, but it can't get passed because it has all these other things in there, and you're like, well, hey, I just want this one thing. I don't want everything that comes with it. But you got to vote for it. You got to vote for the whole package, or else it doesn't get through. So this is the covert means that they're now using to try and bring down the population of African Americans in this country, which I think is around 12 to 14%. depending on what statistics you're looking at. But the issue is that we have, a lot of people who are not wise and educated into these tactics, and this goes all the way back to Edgar Hoover, the COINTEL program, of where they were writing letters to the wives of these civil rights leaders, trying to stir up problems, saying that your husband, who's a civil rights leader, is sleeping with so-and-so, which was not true. They were they were taking government agents and infiltrating organizations, civil rights organizations, Dr. King organization, Malcolm X's, even Marcus Garvey. This is a common tactic that they use, the government, to break up these organizations, create dissent among the members. So what I'm saying to you is that this tactic that you're seeing by the Black Lives Matter movement, by these other movements who say they're for the cause of African Americans or black people, but then slip in these other so-called minority groups, really have a secret agenda. And that agenda has nothing to do with the promoting of rights for blacks in this country. Their agenda is for depopulation. Go back and read on about Margaret Sanger and the Planned Parenthood, Rockefeller Foundation. You'll see that these things at their very core weren't about helping people and bringing the family unit together. It was more about destroying the family unit, emasculating the male, kicking the male out of the household, so that you would have a young generation that's emasculated, that's feminine, and they can't stand up and fight and be leaders in their community, which makes it easy for the New World Order to come in and take over. Because they're not going to do it just by going in there and bogarting their way with military operations. They're much smarter than that, because they're going to make sure that they lay the foundation for an easy takeover without resistance. And the way to do that is, again, to get rid of the male as the masculine figurehead by promoting things like feminism. When you talk about, black women are queens, that's all coming out of feminism, trying to, again, emasculate the man, put him down, not having him feel like he's a leader, that he's responsible for taking on the role of protector and empire builder. And they're doing the exact same thing with white men. White men have become the target in this country. You'll see that every TV show, all the way down from like The Simpsons, Family Guy, are all about making the white male look dumb, emasculated, and propping up the white female in terms of her position as leader and head of the family. This is how you erode and destroy a civilization. And that's exactly what the plan is of the Illuminati, is to destroy the country and put in place its global world order. Because what they're going to do is they're going to create such a problem. They're going to create this. They're going to promote feminism to such a height that white women are going to feel so privileged that they want to do this, and it causes great rift and conflict between white women and white males. And then the Illuminati, disguised as some type of pro-rights organization that's fair and balanced, is going to come in and say, hey, we're going to save the day. We have a solution. Let's all bow to a one world order, and that way there will be no more fighting among the sexes. This is all their plan, how their plan is laid out. And I think David Icke talks a lot about this when he says the problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem. People react to it, and they come along and say, we have a solution, to the problem that they created in the first place. So I just want to lay this and let you know about these covert means to sneak in a different agenda than what is originally proposed for the rights of African Americans in the country and the rights of white males in this country as well. And both sides have to look at who is the real puppet master, what is going on, and especially the white people in this country have got to get out of the mindset of that privilege mindset and start looking at what is going on. The system has purposely propped them up higher on the racial totem pole, giving them privilege. And anytime you give a certain segment of society privilege, they become more entrenched in a delusion, less likely to fight the power that's really controlling them. Because even though white people in this country think that they're at the top of the totem pole economically, socially, politically, they're really going to have the rugs pulled out from under them, and it's going to be a big fall. So it's all a setup. Wake up, let's smell the coffee and see what's going on here. Let's take appropriate measures to counteract their plan, or else we're all doomed. So I think my soup is cooled off now, and I'm going to start eating. It's delicious, by the way. So this is Kasak Ma Keparu for Project Illuminated, and that's all for now.